Hey, it's John and Mike, brew-news.com. We're drinking the final product of the Echo View Farm kits with Riverbend Malt House malts. Something that Mike brewed, about a month ago? How long ago?
Yeah, about a month ago. I brewed it about a month ago, yeah.
And we're finally tasting how that turned out. We have 2 glasses here. He made 1 batch, but of course, the scientist, he split it and used 2 different yeast strains to see how that would turn out. One was the Safe Ale 04 English yeast, and then the Safe Ale 05 is that the American yeast, the California Ale strain.
Yep.
Whatever that is. So I think we've done this experiment before, but certainly the English yeast mutes the hop flavors, makes it taste a lot softer. The American ale strain really brings out the resiny and brings out the hop aftertaste for sure. Where the English one, the aftertaste is not as prominent in terms of the actual hop taste. But the American one is like, here it is, and it's going to stick with you for a long time. And I think that's the biggest thing when we were tasting this before we started rolling that we pointed out. So what else are you tasting with the 2 different beers here, Mike?
Well, the English beer is certainly, like you said, it's rounder, it's fuller. It's a slightly sweeter, but more sweet from like an ester quality, which is classic for the yeast strain probably. The hop profile doesn't linger in the palate as much as the US 05.
Yep.
I like this one better. I'm just stuck on malty beers, and this is certainly not malty. It's got a really strong hop presence, but it's not as resiny. It's not as piney in its presentation as this. This was 10-gallon wort, so everything was the same. Just got split into 2 fermenters with the 2 different pitches of yeast. So. It's really interesting. It actually, something I've wanted to do for a long time is actually look at these 2 yeast strains side by side in a beer, and you can really actually taste that difference of the cleanliness of the American strain really lets the hops come forward. But these hops, the Chinook and the Cascade that came with the kit, they both are prominent in the beer. I wouldn't say that they're really punching you in the face strong IPA level wise. There's no dry hops in here, so the aroma, there's definitely some nice piney citrusy aroma in the beers, but it's not
as strong as
it's not as strong as maybe I would want it to be in an IPA. But I think the American one is a little bit more aromatic than the English one, but the English one has more of a, again, that estery quality to it.
So what's your overall impressions of this kit that you brewed?
Well,
they sent it to us to test it out, so what's your feelings?
One of the things that I think is really cool about the kit, or about the ingredients in general, right, is that the pale ale malt and the heritage malt that came in here with the kit, then there's a little bit of wheat and a little bit of chocolate malt, but the 2 base malts in there, it's mostly pale ale malt, a little bit of heritage malt, are 6-row based, and not 2-row based. Now that, I don't know if that's contributing to a certain degree of fullness with the extra protein in there and stuff. But that was exciting to me to try the kit, so I think that's cool. You know, we were talking off camera. You mentioned it would be really cool to maybe get some of their pale ale malt, 6-row pale ale malt, and do like a cream ale, and see if that body holds up. So that's kind of cool. Overall, I mean, I like the presentation here. I wouldn't call it an IPA. I'd call it a good American pale ale, because with that little bit of chocolate in there, and you can just see from the color of it, it's a little darker than I think most IPA purists would want. And the malt backbone, while it's kind of hiding behind the hops, it's rich. I mean, it's richer than what a cleaner IPA would be.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting concept to be ordering these ingredients from a farm on the East Coast for sure. You know, for us, and you know, I think that if I would like to try some other styles if they were to put some kits together, but like some kind of like a traditional American style like cream ale. That was my thought. You know, really brew what the founding fathers brewed, or probably you know, just from if that's what they were growing here, six row, and you know, when cream ales came out, they were trying to compete with lagers. Seeing, you know, how that would really taste, because you know, we I don't know. I always buy 2 row, and it's always from probably someplace in the Midwest. That's where it was grown.
I think craft beer has kind of developed, at least in the early stages. I think it's changing now, but craft beer has kind of developed a strong bias towards 2 row. When 6 row was always kind of frowned upon because that's what the big guys use.
Right.
But the big guys use it for good reason, because it has a slightly higher enzymatic power. It would be fun to play with this 6 row pale ale malt and be putting in some adjuncts.
Yeah,
you know,
that's right. Yeah.
especially in a cream ale, or do something that's like 40% corn or rice in the pale ale malt, and just see how that pale ale malt stands up to a relatively benign ingredient like the rice or the corn in there. It might be fun to do that. That would be something really cool to do.
So I guess if you're looking for, you know, a change of pace and brewing a different kind of beer, you can check out EVF Farms and see what kind of hops you can get, and also in conjunction with Riverbend Malt House. I don't know how many other kits they have available, but certainly check it out. I think it's a worthwhile experience to brew something that you probably wouldn't get from a normal, at your local homebrew shop. This is something a little bit different.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, we're really grateful to have people reach out to us and send us ingredients to check out kits or individual ingredients. It's a lot of fun. We haven't really mentioned a whole lot of EVF Farms, but the Chinook hops smelled fantastic in the brew session.
Yeah.
Those are absolutely great, and you can smell that coming through in the beer. So, I mean, just like any small farm making hops or any malt house getting started doing malting, they can only go up from here. I mean, these products are really good, but it can only get better from here as they continue to develop. So.
All right. So for Mike, I'm John, and this is a good American Pale. Brew on.
Cheers.